Welcome to the Build with Boundaries podcast. My name is Manaz, and this podcast is for mums who want to carve out time so that you can work in ways that work for you, your life, your family, and of course your business. Together, we will discover why you are not prioritising your business and the actions that you can take so you can live an intentional, productive, and fulfilled life without mum guilt. So let's dive in to today's episode. Let me welcome Lisa Williams for this guest episode. So Lisa is also known as the Vision Board Queen, and she helps people find their true passions, helping them build their vision board blueprints so they can live the life and freedom they desire. This is a guest episode. I'm excited to welcome Lisa Williams to the Build with Boundaries podcast. Today's topic is balancing business vision with motherhood. So I'd love to welcome Lisa in. Please do say hello, introduce yourself, and tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me, and I am really excited to be here. My name is Lisa Williams. I also go by the title of the Vision Board Queen, and I work with women to help them create the blueprints for their dream life using vision boards so that they can live the freedom that they desire.
Amazing. It's so important, isn't it, to have that vision, but really have it in a way that it lights you up. This is going to be a juicy topic because I know we often talk about vision boards, and I know you have lots of stories to tell us about your past as well. So let's firstly start with how you got into this and really, Vision Board Queen. How did you discover that this was the purpose you were here for, to share your passion for vision boards?
Yeah, so the Vision Board Queen was birthed in 2020. Prior to that, I had my own personal journey that I went on through having several miscarriages. It left me pretty in a low place in life. I didn't really have any confidence. I didn't have any self-worth. I didn't have any self-love. And I was very lost, to put it nicely. I then started what I call my personal development journey. I began learning to love myself again. I began to build my confidence up. I began to create a future for myself that I didn't have before. And it was in 2018, I think I created my first vision board. And I instantly fell in love with it, fell in love with everything about it, fell in love with the process. And then in 2019, I trained to be a vision board facilitator. And I didn't really do much with it. I used it for my own personal use for a long time. And then as we went into lockdown, I was pregnant with my rainbow baby. And that's when I decided that this is what I needed to do. I didn't want to go back to work. I didn't want to go and work for an employer. I didn't want to leave my baby. So I birthed the Vision Board Queen, and that's the start of the story.
Oh, wow. And you've never looked back since. What a challenging time, in terms of lockdown, being pregnant as well, a new child. And I mean, it was a time for reflection for so many, and it's not surprising that so many businesses have been birthed during lockdown, literally. And yeah, including mine. My Build with Boundaries was born in lockdown too, so I definitely share that with you. That's amazing. So, how did you find that was the thing that you wanted to do, though? I mean, like you hadn't, what was your first experience of vision boards?
So obviously from my first vision board that I created, one of the first things I actually achieved on there was getting a selfie with Gary Barlow. I'm a massive Take That fan, and if you've ever been to a concert of theirs, then you know how impossible it is to actually see and meet them. And I actually put a selfie of Gary Barlow on my vision board, and it was at a book event of his that I won a golden ticket to go and meet him, to do a meet and greet. And that was kind of like, this actually works. This could change my life. And that's when I started to really work on what was stopping me, work through what was holding me back, and really dig into my vision of what I wanted.
Yeah. Wow, that's wonderful. Especially, you held that very close to your heart, something that you wanted to do. So tell me then, like, what made you create that first vision board? That's really interesting that you wanted a selfie with Gary Barlow, but what was the thinking behind that? Did it just happen by accident, or was there thought?
Creating the first vision board was something that throughout my personal journey that I was going on, it was something that kept coming up. It kept showing up for me. It kept, like, when I was reading books, it would say, have a vision board, make sure you visualize in your dreams. And it just kept coming up. And then someone who I was in the same community with, they'd created a vision board. I think she did a little training on it, and I was like, I really want to do this. And then I got a few girls together, and we created one together, and that's how I created that first one. But it was really from the inspiration from reading and listening to other people's stories that encouraged me to create my own.
Okay, that's true though, isn't it? Often when we see other people doing things and reading their stories, it's so inspirational for us to take those steps. So I'm guessing then you just started like, I have to always have a vision board about everything that I'm looking for. Was it like a mission for you that I need to create this vision board and then manifest it into my life?
I wouldn't say it was a mission at the beginning. It was just a part of the journey that I was on. It became, and then obviously the more that I started working with that vision board, the more I was understanding myself. So it was very much part of the journey that I was on. And then when I started to then teach that out to other people, my passion that I'd created for mine really shone through. And that was how it interlinked then to obviously sharing my passion to help others, because I'd already achieved so much that I had stories to share with people so they could be inspired to create their vision board.
Yeah, fantastic. So tell us then, what sort of things have been on your vision board that have come to fruition?
Obviously the selfie with Gary Barlow.
Yeah.
I have achieved my dream home. So we moved into our dream home in 2021. My wedding was on there, so that was in 2019. My baby was on there, so our rainbow baby was on there. She was born in 2020. I have achieved like incentives, holidays, business things like growing my business, doing trainings that I wanted to do. I've put them on the vision board to be able to work towards paying for that. What else? My garden, I had a new garden done last year. My podcast that I launched earlier in the year, that was on the vision board. Currently there is a book that's launching on there. There is, oh gosh, what else is on my vision board now? My book launch party is on there. Some holidays that I want to go on is on there. So there's lots of variation, even down to small habits like making sure I'm drinking enough water, or making sure that I'm reading and growing myself each day. They've all been on my vision board, because until it becomes a habit, I've put it on there to make sure that I commit to that.
Yeah, incredible. That's a great list there, Lisa. Amazing. Well done. And that just goes to show, doesn't it, that having that vision and having it so clear can be really powerful. But let's debunk some myths then, because I think often when people associate vision boards with, something they can practically do in their life, they just think it's sticking all these pictures onto a board and putting it there. But can you share then with listeners, like, how much more it is and why it's so incredibly powerful?
Yeah, of course. So there is a myth around vision boards just sticking pictures on a board, and it is very much, yes, you are sticking pictures on a board, and that is pretty easy to do. You don't really need a degree to do that. Everyone can stick pictures on a board, but the actual
to do that for you, couldn't you?
yeah, the actual process in, putting the intention behind that image, setting the vision of that image, making sure that your brain is in a position that you actually believe that you can achieve that, and putting yourself in the place of actually having achieved it. And how do you feel? What are the feelings around that? That is then creating the this like puzzle together of all those visions that you have. So having the image, yeah, we can all stick pictures on a board, but then having an affirmation to help with that, to help rewire your brain is really, really important. And then putting the feeling of how you want to feel once you've achieved that vision together. It's like a cake, you're putting the icing on the cake and really making the cake, as in like making the vision board. You can all put pictures on a board, but when we're not actually working through that, we're not actually connecting with that board, and we're not putting the intention behind that board.
Yeah, absolutely. Intention is so powerful, and without that, anything we do just doesn't have much power. So we're talking today about balancing business vision with motherhood. Now, lots of mums out there who are running businesses, and they have that passion deep inside. They want to serve their clients. They want to create a bigger impact. They really do want to make a big difference. But how do they bring that vision that they have into their kind of daily life? And like you say, that having that intention which becomes part of your day, what can you share around that? Because it can feel really difficult, like you're actually doing your business, or you're doing these other things that are maybe taking you away from that sort of day-to-day work, but are really, really important because they're setting the foundation for your future success.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something that, as a mum myself, I've got a toddler and I've got a 10-year-old child. I know it can be difficult. I think one of the clear things is to make sure you've got your vision as crystal clear as possible. Making sure that you've got that vision so clear that when you wake up in the morning, you want to actually go to work. You want to make changes. You want to do the actions. Family life in itself can be difficult. Okay. I'm not here to say that I have the secret answer to everything, because I really don't. But knowing that you have the opportunity to create the boundaries, you being strict with when you're working, being strict with when it's family time, and making sure that you have got that clear boundary of when it's work time and when it's family time. Because when it's family time, you want to be present with the family. You want to be able to bring yourself to the family. And when it's work time, you want to be able to focus on your work. Yeah. So that's a good thing, to make sure you've got clear boundaries of when it's work and when it's family. The other thing is to make your family involved in the vision. Okay. So having your family, part of that vision, showing them that what you're doing is going to help and benefit them, making them see that the vision that you're trying to create is not just for you, it's for everybody. So, for example, my vision is to grow my business. I want to earn a certain amount of income to then benefit my family, so that we can have family holidays. We can have that time and go to beautiful places that only, some families would only dream of. And I want to show my girls that they can achieve anything in their life. So when they're watching mummy achieve her visions, that is really powerful for them to be inspired and for them to believe in themselves.
I love that. Couldn't love that more. As you know, build with boundaries. Boundaries are key. And being a mom, juggling everything, doing everything, you have multitude of things to do, but we have to focus on one thing at a time. And, we're either being present with our children or we're working in our business. We're not doing everything at the same time. And being okay with that, because, we can give more of ourselves to each of the areas of our business. And I love what you said about showing, your children, because that is so important. We what we want for our children is to be inspired to be the people they need to be, and whatever inspiration they can take from seeing you in action is actually powerful, and it's really priceless, because they see you on a daily basis grinding away, working hard, but they will also see the other side of you being really intentional, being a mum who's present, like you said, and also being showing the results and reaping the rewards of the success as well. So that's really, really good. Thank you for sharing all that. I think that'd be really helpful for the listeners. So what advice would you give to somebody who's starting off on their vision board journey? Like, what are the things that they could start doing today, like without thinking it's something I have to make time for in the future?
Yeah, so the first thing that you can do is get a pen and paper and just start writing down what you want. Set yourself a timer if you need to, so that you're really focused on that one task, and really just get down what it is you want. Don't overthink it, don't question it, don't really start to play. Imagine as if it's the Argos catalogue and you've literally got you can have anything in there that you want, and you mark it off, and just write that down in your life. Really start thinking about what you want from your life. Once you've done that, I would start to think about some affirmations to help you with that. So if your vision in your list was to lose weight, okay, or to go on a family holiday, then the affirmation would be, I will go on holiday to such and such, yeah, or I will lose such and such pounds this month, yeah, or this year. So start thinking about some affirmations to help you with your specific goals, because it's very good to have affirmations on there, but the more specific they are to you will help you with your own reprogramming of your brain. Once you've done that, then start thinking about the feelings that you want to feel. So how do you want to feel when you lose that weight? How do you want to feel when you're on that holiday? How do you want to feel when you're growing your business to where you want it to be? And start to put those feelings together. So that would be the first thing that I would recommend to do. Then once you've done that, you can then start looking for some images. So start collating the images together. This can be quite time consuming, so don't try and do it in one go. If you don't have the time, try and give yourself 10 minutes each day to start collating those images together. If you rush it and you're trying to do it too quickly, then you're not going to be able to connect with the images as well. So just allocate 10 minutes each day to start collating those images. Once you've collated them all together, you can then sit down and create the actual board. The actual board doesn't take that long to create. It's the actual image side of finding those right images, which is quite time consuming. So some of my easier options would be Pinterest, Google Images, Canva Images. They're all you can be quite specific with them. So they're much easier to find, collate them in a file, and then print them all out at the same time.
Okay, fantastic. And would you say then doing a physical vision board, like not doing a digital version, or do you have any kind of thoughts around people doing the vision boards where they're online and having it in front of you every day?
Yeah, everybody's different. Every single person is different. I prefer a physical one, but I have many clients who use digital ones, and they've had some amazing successes. If you will find what works better for you, and you will know yourself. So if you're going to actually look at it when you open your screen or to go on your phone, then yes, do a digital one. Personally, I've become laser focused in what I'm actually going to turn the laptop on for. I don't look at my screensaver. So everyone's different. So just acknowledge how you work and work with that.
Oh, fantastic. That's great then to know that it doesn't have to be a physical. It's not like it's it's like you said, more the intention behind it and what you're doing with it. You shared some great tips there, so I think that is really helpful. And a question I have around the affirmations then, what do you advise then in terms of doing every day with your affirmations? Is it like, how do you create a ritual around your affirmations so that they're things that you are actually reading and listening and believing more of?
There's lots of things that you can do. So again, it would be what works better for you. Having the affirmation on your vision board, if you are looking at your vision board every day, you should be reading the affirmations on that board every day. If you have a digital vision board, then the affirmations you could stick on your mirrors while you're brushing your teeth in the morning, or doing your hair or your makeup. Or you could play your affirmations to yourself. So record them and play them as you go to sleep every night. So do what works for you. I've tried all of them and they all work just as well as each other.
Okay, fantastic. Again, that's great to know that there are actually different ways, but it's more being consistent with it, isn't it? Like every single day you need to be reading them, listening to them in some shape or form. And that's fantastic. That is so good to know that, again, it's about what works for you. I mean, this is exactly how we get the best out of ourselves, isn't it? To know what works for us best and not try and do what somebody else is doing, like figure out what's actually working for us. So I guess give it a go and try it out and see what works for you and what feels like it's easier to be more consistent with. So as we're coming to the end of this podcast, been a great discussion. What does building your business with boundaries mean to you?
So building my business with boundaries would be making sure that I am setting that time to work and to be mum. You know, making sure that I am consistent with my own boundaries. And to me, it's all about time blocking my diary, time blocking my life so that I know what's working for me.
Fantastic. Yes. We all need more of that, just being present in the moment, isn't it? That all comes with having those blocks of time where we're super, super intentional and focused. So tell everybody how they can learn more about you, and if you have anything that you want to share with regards to any sort of free help or offers that you have on, then you can share that and I'll pop the links in as well.
Yeah, so you can come over and find me on Facebook. It's called the Vision Board Lounge. It's a community group where we all talk about vision boards. There's support in there, there's tasks in there, there's tips in there. Great community to be involved in. I'm actually in the process of launching my book, so that's due out on the 16th of October. So you can come and find the details for that. And anything else you can find on my website, which is LisaWilliams-LMG.co.uk.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful guest, Lisa. I will pop your link to your Facebook group and your website in the podcast description, or if you're watching on YouTube, then below this video. So thank you so much for sharing all your tips, and I wish lots of success to everybody watching who are going to try out vision boards and, you know, see what kind of joy and lovely creative visions that they can create for themselves. Thank you for
I can't wait to see them either.
Fantastic. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So have you heard I'm running a free masterclass at the end of October, how to get all your work done in just 4 days a week without sacrificing evenings and weekends. Now, I want to show you how you can save an extra 5 hours a week using my Harmony framework. I would love to share this with you. Check out the detail of this masterclass on the link below, and I'll see you there.